Today's Columbia Pictures 100th anniversary review is an interesting one because while it's not directly a Columbia Pictures movie, it's kind of close because it was distributed by TriStar Pictures, which is the sibling of Columbia Pictures. And since the Terminator 3 and Terminator 4 will be distributed by Columbia Pictures alongside Warner Bros., let's take a look at Terminator 2 Judgment Day, released in 1991, directed by James Cameron. It was a big movie at that time. It was considered one of the greatest, if not the greatest, action movie and the greatest sequel movie of all time. In this movie, Arnold returns as a T-800 and he comes back to find John Connor, a kid who in the future would be the leader of the resistance, but in this movie he's a 14-year-old played by Edward Furlong, and then also T-1000 played by Robert Patrick, a liquid metal Terminator, also there to find John Connor. And then it's showed that Terminator is actually there to protect John, but T-1000 is there to kill him. And Sarah Connor, the mother of John, is in like a pharmacist place where she is locked there by the guards and Dr. Peter Silberman for questions about what's been going on with her since 1984. But she has breakdowns and starting to keep quiet until she tried so hard to break out of it and place and gets the help of Terminator John to escape from there, and when the T-1000 arrives there to kill her. And they tried to escape from him, and they had some decent time for a while, like hanging out with a family member, trying to test out John and Terminator hanging out a lot. But Sarah Connor decided to track down a man named Miles Dyson, who will kind of serve as important parts, or one, if not the most important part in cybernetic systems and Skynet. And they later go to the facility lab to destroy everything in order to prevent Skynet from happening. And to stop T-1000 as well, of course. And I don't think it's easy. I don't think it's hard to say why people think Terminator 2 is a fantastic movie, because truly, it absolutely is. This movie is fantastic. From the performances, from the big action sequences, from the very well done story by Jim Cameron, and the amazing special effects, especially from the T-1000, both the CGI and the practical effects. It looks amazing, even for a movie that came out in 1991. Especially in the floor scene with T-1000 when he was about to transform into a guard/cop. It's a very amazing effect. It looks amazing by today's standards. And of course, the Terminator's makeup effect on Arnold does look pretty nice on the climax. I really think they did a good job with it. But T-1000 effects are the big stealers in the best way, and he is a very intimidating villain. Robert Patrick gives a very chilling and sinister performance to the role. He is perfect for this character, and every action scene he's in is awesome and thrilling. Though there was one scene that I don't think was necessary. It was when he was looking around John Foster's parents' house, just looking around and touching things with his hand. It was a little unnecessary because it felt a little slow, though I thought the scene where he killed Max, was kind of messed up. It shows how he really has no pity or for anything, including animals. Um, but he overall is a great villain. Um, and Arnold is amazing in this role. Is easily his best performance since he doesn't give out one-liners or try to go goofy with it. He plays it seriously and gives a wonderful and incredible performance as the Terminator, where he's a robot that was sent to protect John Connor, and he develops a very amazing friendship with John and becomes kind of like a father figure to John Connor. And he has a little funny scene with the smile that I think that I saw. Today I watched the complete uncut version instead of the theatrical cut because I want to see everything that was made that was shot for this film. Um, and for the most part was perfect. Though, again, the T1000 thing with foster parents' house was a little unnecessary, and the smile thing was okay. They didn't nothing else happened. No other smile happened later. Um, but overall, and John Edward Furlong does an amazing job in the role. He not only is he the best John Connor, but he's also the most interesting John Connor. Uh, he's a kid, but also acts like a goofy kid who swears, acts silly, and tries to make the Terminator get some more human experiences and not just be uh goofy just a robot by giving him some lines like no problemo or hasta la vista, baby. Which, when he used it on T1000, it was epic. Um, and Linda Hamilton is amazing as Sarah Connor. Is more she plays it more, uh, and more a little scary a little bit because she does have a lot of rage in this time around, both in like the hospital, not necessarily the hospital, and like the place that she was stuck in for like ever for a while, and when she was aiming a gun at the cop to get out the cars to get away from T1000. She does show a lot of rage and tries and really is suffering a lot after what happened. And she does give a great performance as the character. And her scene where she tries to kill Miles Dyson, that was pretty scary of her also, and but she does not do it. And you do kind of feel bad for Sarah Connor a couple of times in this movie as well. Um, and of course, the big action sequences are really epic. I really love every single one of them, from the Galleria fight, from the big truck motorcycle chase, as well as the big showdown at the end where the helicopter and cars chase, as well as when T1000 versus T100 at the lab workplace, and when T1000 gets defeated with showing most of his disguises. It was a very epically action-packed, amazing film blockbuster. Um, and what else? Of course, the soundtrack is a very, of course, very iconic with the dun 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 dun. I want to talk about the ending as well, because it's interesting. Because now, of course, it ends with the Terminator sacrificing himself to stop Skynet. It gives a thumbs up to both Sarah and John Connor for the job that they did to defeat T1000 to stop Skynet. But also, in this uncut version, it ends with an elder Sarah Connor looking at the grown-up John Connor with his daughter, and they live happily ever after. I thought it was interesting because if this scene wasn't a theatrical cut, it makes me wonder if the Dark Fate opening would have been different, if John Connor's death would have been very interesting if they kept it. And it would have ended the film or the franchise on a fantastic note or a wonderful note. Um and overall, Terminator 2 Judgment Day is a fantastic movie, one of the greatest films of all time. And I'm so glad to include it in the Columbia Pictures 100th anniversary for November.